Welcome to the Past Shutter channel, where we explore rare historical moments and the stories behind them. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this one. 40 Golden Age actresses who slept with directors for roles, and number 2 admitted it. Lana Turner. Lana Turner's meteoric rise at MGM raised eyebrows among those who knew how the studio system really worked. Industry insiders whispered that her sudden casting in major productions coincided suspiciously with her close relationships with powerful executives. According to former studio publicist Howard Strickling's memoirs, Turner understood early that talent alone wasn't enough in Hollywood, and her willingness to attend private dinners with directors became an open secret. And if you think her story is revealing, wait until you hear what happened with the next actress. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner's legendary beauty opened doors, but her relationships with directors kept them wide open. MGM executives reportedly turned a blind eye to her on-set behavior that would have ended other careers. Former assistant director George Sidney later revealed that Gardner received preferential treatment on multiple films, with her romantic entanglements with powerful men becoming strategic career moves that ensured she remained a top star for decades. Rita Hayworth. Columbia Pictures head Harry Cohn controlled every aspect of Rita Hayworth's career, but the cost of his patronage was never discussed publicly. According to biographer Barbara Leeming, Hayworth's most important roles came during periods when she was particularly accommodating to Cohn's demands. The studio system protected these arrangements, ensuring that what happened behind closed doors stayed there while Hayworth's star continued to rise. Veronica Lake. Veronica Lake's fragile hold on stardom lasted longer than her talent alone could justify, according to Paramount insiders. Her relationship with director Preston Sturges was an open secret on set, with crew members noticing how her scenes received special attention. Former cinematographer John Saitz later recalled that Lake's career survived multiple box office failures because certain directors ensured she kept getting cast through personal arrangements. Jane Mansfield. Jane Mansfield understood Hollywood's transactional nature before most actresses her age, strategically cultivating relationships with directors and producers. According to her press agent Raymond Straight, Mansfield openly discussed attending private parties where roles were promised in intimate settings. Former Fox executive David Brown later admitted that Mansfield's casting in several films had little to do with auditions and everything to do with arrangements made away from the studio lot. Kim Novick. Columbia chief Harry Cohn's obsession with Kim Novick was notorious throughout Hollywood, with the executive personally controlling who she could date and which directors had access to her. According to Novick's later interviews, she felt trapped by Cohn's expectations, which extended far beyond her on-screen performances. Directors working with Novick reported that Cohn's approval was required for every creative decision, and those who understood the arrangement knew exactly why. Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons' wholesome British image concealed the uncomfortable reality of how Hollywood operated when she moved to American films. According to her autobiography, Simmons faced pressure from multiple directors who made it clear that career advancement required more than just acting ability. Her resistance to these demands allegedly cost her several major roles that went to more cooperative actresses. Susan Hayward. Susan Hayward's fierce determination to succeed matched her willingness to navigate Hollywood's darker corridors, attending numerous private meetings with directors where roles were discussed away from casting offices. Former agent Wally Beery Jr. later revealed that her breakthrough performances came suspiciously close to periods when she was romantically linked to influential filmmakers. Studio records show she received preferential treatment on productions where personal relationships existed with those in power. Hedy Lamarr. Even Hedy Lamarr's extraordinary intellect couldn't protect her from Hollywood's exploitation, with MGM executives viewing her primarily as a beautiful object to be controlled. According to her autobiography, Ecstasy and Me, Lamarr faced constant pressure from directors who expected personal favors in exchange for better roles and screen time. Her scientific achievements were ignored while studio heads focused on leveraging her beauty for their own purposes, both professional and personal. Lauren Bacall. Lauren Bacall's discovery by director Howard Hawks changed her life, but Hawks personally molded every aspect of her image, spending extensive private time coaching her in ways that went beyond typical director-actress relationships. Film historian David Thompson noted that Hawks' obsessive control over Bacall's career included managing her personal life. Her rapid rise from unknown model to leading lady happened with suspicious speed that industry insiders attributed to more than just her husky voice. Gene Tierney. Jean Tierney's ethereal beauty made her a target for Hollywood's most powerful predators, with Fox executives carefully managing which directors had access to her. According to her daughter's biography, Tierney suffered emotional breakdowns partly due to pressure from men who confused professional mentorship with personal possession. Director Otto Preminger's controlling relationship with her became legendary, with crew members reporting behavior that crossed every professional boundary. Jane Russell's entire career was shaped by Howard Hughes' obsession with her, as Hughes personally designed her costumes, controlled her contracts, and decided which directors could work with her. Former RKO employees reported that Hughes' interest in Russell went far beyond business, maintaining constant surveillance of her personal life. Russell later admitted in interviews that understanding Hughes' expectations was essential to her career survival, though she remained diplomatic about the specific nature of their arrangement. Ingrid Bergman's affair with director Roberto Rossellini destroyed her American career and exposed Hollywood's double standard about discretion. While male directors routinely exploited actresses without consequence, Bergman was viciously punished for a relationship that involved genuine emotion. Her exile from Hollywood revealed how the system operated. Women who failed to maintain silence about their arrangements with powerful men faced severe professional consequences. Paulette Goddard's access to elite projects consistently outpaced her actual box office draw, with her romantic connections to powerful men preceding virtually every major role. According to Hollywood columnist Hedda Hopper's private notes, Goddard's casting announcements were often made before formal auditions occurred. Industry insiders recognized her as someone who expertly navigated the system's unwritten rules, using strategic relationships to maintain a career that talent alone wouldn't have sustained. Natalie Wood's story remains one of Hollywood's most disturbing, with rumors about inappropriate relationships with older directors beginning when she was still a teenager. According to her sister Lana Wood's memoir, Natalie faced pressure from powerful men throughout her career, starting at an age when she couldn't possibly consent or resist. Studio executives failed to protect her, instead viewing her as a commodity whose value depended on keeping directors happy. Judy Garland's exploitation at MGM began when she was still a child, with studio executives controlling every aspect of her life, including her weight, her energy levels through pills, and her availability to powerful men. According to multiple biographers, Garland faced inappropriate advances from studio executives and directors who felt entitled to access because MGM owned her contract. Her dependence on the studio for survival made resistance nearly impossible, with the psychological damage from these experiences contributing to her lifelong struggles with addiction and mental health. Doris Day. Even Doris Day's wholesome image couldn't shield her from Hollywood's predatory culture, with directors expecting private time as a condition of casting. According to her autobiography, Day's first husband, an agent Al Jordan, controlled her career by arranging meetings with powerful men that went beyond professional discussions. Warner Brothers executives reportedly viewed Day's cooperation with these arrangements as part of her contractual obligations, though nothing was ever written down. Anne Baxter's sudden career ascension at Fox raised questions among those who understood how the studio operated, with her casting coinciding with close relationships with director Joseph Mankiewicz. Former Fox employee Philip Dunn later wrote that Baxter's screen tests were sometimes formalities conducted after decisions had already been made through private channels. Her willingness to play the game according to Hollywood's rules ensured steady work during an era when many talented actresses struggled. Elizabeth Taylor's beauty made her the most valuable commodity in Hollywood, and while her marriages were public spectacles, the professional benefits were quietly calculated behind the scenes. Directors and producers courted her favor knowing that her involvement guaranteed financing and distribution. According to biographer Kitty Kelly, Taylor learned early that her personal life and professional opportunities were inseparably linked, with powerful men expecting access as the price of stardom. Carole Lombard's comedic genius often overshadowed how she navigated Hollywood's power structure, maintaining strategic relationships with multiple directors and producers simultaneously. According to director Howard Hawks' private correspondence, her reputation for being one of the boys concealed arrangements that were anything but casual. Studio publicists worked overtime to frame her relationships as modern and liberated, when they followed the same pattern of career advancement through personal accommodation that defined the era. Barbara Stanwyck learned Hollywood's survival rules during her early years at Warner Brothers, understanding that talent opened doors but relationships determined which ones stayed open. According to director Frank Capra's unpublished notes, her marriage to actor Robert Taylor was partly a studio arrangement designed to deflect attention from her connections with powerful directors. Former colleagues reported that Stanwyck approached these relationships pragmatically, viewing them as business necessities rather than romantic entanglements. Shirley Temple, adult career. Shirley Temple's transition to adult roles sparked uncomfortable rumors throughout Hollywood, with adult directors uncomfortably eager to work with the former child star once she turned 18. According to producer David O. Selznick's memos, Temple herself later described feeling pressure during this period that went beyond normal career challenges. Studio executives who had protected her as a child seemed far less concerned about the expectations placed on her as a young woman entering an industry built on exploitation. Maureen O'Hara. Maureen O'Hara became one of Hollywood's rare voices speaking openly about resisting directors' advances, describing numerous incidents where powerful men assumed her career depended on private compliance. She claimed her refusals cost her roles that went to more cooperative actresses, with director John Ford's possessive behavior witnessed by entire film crews. Ford reportedly punished her professionally when she rejected his personal demands, revealing how common such expectations were throughout the industry. Gloria Grahame. Gloria Grahame's tangled personal life with directors became inseparable from her career trajectory, with her marriage to director Nicholas Ray beginning while she was still involved with his teenage son. According to Ray's biographer, Grahame's casting in A Lonely Place and other films directly resulted from romantic entanglements with directors who controlled her opportunities. Her willingness to blur professional and personal boundaries kept her working during periods when her box office appeal had diminished. Deborah Kerr. Deborah Kerr's refined British image masked the private compromises she made to sustain her Hollywood career, maintaining careful relationships with influential filmmakers who could cast her against type. According to director Fred Zinnemann's private journals, her famous beach scene in From Here to Eternity came after extensive private meetings with Zinnemann, who championed her for a role the studio wanted to give to another actress. Industry insiders understood that Kerr's success in America required navigation of the same system every actress faced. Yvonne De Carlo. Yvonne De Carlo's exotic beauty made her particularly vulnerable to directors who viewed her as a fantasy object, with studio favoritism following her throughout her Universal contract. According to her autobiography, De Carlo faced explicit demands from directors who made it clear that continued employment depended on private accommodation. Her later career decline coincided with her marriage, when she was no longer available for the arrangements that had sustained her earlier success. Joan Bennett. Joan Bennett's career took a dramatic turn when she began her relationship with producer Walter Wanger, who controlled every aspect of her transformation from blonde ingenue to dark-haired femme fatale. According to Hollywood insider Bud Schulberg, Bennett's access to prestigious film noir roles came exclusively through Wanger's productions, raising obvious questions about her casting. The arrangement worked until Wanger's jealous rage led to him shooting her agent in a scandal that exposed the possessive nature of their relationship. Joan Fontaine. Joan Fontaine's rivalry with sister Olivia de Havilland extended into competition for directors' favor, with her casting in Rebecca resulting partly from her willingness to accept Hitchcock's intense personal attention. According to Alfred Hitchcock's biographer, Hitchcock's notorious manipulation of his leading ladies took particular forms with Fontaine, who later described feeling emotionally controlled by the director. Her Oscar win for Suspicion came during the period of closest collaboration with Hitchcock, when their relationship was the subject of industry speculation. Sid Charisse. Sid Charisse's dancing talent was undeniable, but her sustained career at MGM required more than choreography skills in a studio system that tightly controlled musical performers. According to former MGM dancer Marge Champion, Charisse understood that personal loyalty to powerful men in the studio ensured continued employment in the limited number of dance-focused productions. Her beauty made her valuable beyond just dancing, and studio executives leveraged that value in ways she later refused to discuss publicly. Sophia Loren. Sophia Loren's career was entirely shaped by producer Carlo Ponti, whom she met when she was 15 and he was 37, with Ponti controlling every aspect of her professional life. According to Hollywood columnist Shayla Graham, their relationship began when Loren had no power to negotiate terms, making Ponti's investment in her career inseparable from his personal possession of her. The industry chose to frame their eventual marriage as romantic rather than exploitative, despite the obvious power imbalance from the beginning. Tuesday Weld. Tuesday Weld later described 1960s Hollywood as utterly transactional, with directors openly expecting sexual access as a condition of casting teenage actresses. In rare interviews, Weld spoke about facing these demands when older men in positions of power treated her as available currency. She turned down major roles including Lolita, partly because she refused to participate fully in the system's expectations, with her candor about Hollywood's culture unusual for her era. Shelley Winters. Shelley Winters became one of the first major actresses to openly discuss the casting couch decades after her career peak, describing specific incidents with directors and executives who explicitly traded roles for sexual favors. In her memoir Shelley II, Winters named powerful men including studio heads who treated actresses as perks of their positions, shocking an industry still built on denial. Her willingness to speak revealed how universal these experiences were, though her revelations came only after she no longer depended on those men for employment. Linda Darnell. Linda Darnell's tragic life story exemplified Hollywood's destruction of vulnerable young women, with the actress signed by Fox at 15 and immediately facing pressure from older executives, including studio chief Daryl Zanuck. According to biographer Ronald Davis, Darnell's mother actively encouraged these relationships, viewing them as career opportunities rather than exploitation of her teenage daughter. Director Joseph Mankiewicz maintained a controlling relationship with Darnell that shaped her most important roles, with her later struggles with alcohol and depression directly linked to trauma from her early Hollywood experiences. Jean Crane. Jean Crane's wholesome image as Fox's all-American girl concealed arrangements that were anything but innocent, with studio head Daryl Zanuck personally selecting her for prestige productions, while maintaining a relationship everyone understood but nobody discussed. According to former Fox publicist Harry Brand's notes, Crane's cooperation with studio expectations ensured protection and promotion that extended far beyond her actual box office value. The studio system's power depended on maintaining these arrangements behind a facade of traditional morality. Carol Baker. Carol Baker later admitted that refusing directors' advances effectively ended her Hollywood career, facing explicit demands from multiple directors after the success of Baby Doll, who assumed her sultry image meant automatic availability. According to her autobiography, her refusal to comply with expectations led to being blacklisted from major productions, with a specific incident involving a prominent director who became vindictive after her rejection. Baker described how he used his industry influence to damage her reputation, demonstrating how the system punished women who didn't play along. Dorothy Dandridge. Dorothy Dandridge faced the compounded exploitation of being both a woman and black in 1950s Hollywood, dealing with explicit racism from directors who sexualized her while denying her serious roles. According to her biography by Donald Bogle, director Otto Preminger's relationship with Dandridge was controlling and ultimately destructive, making promises about her career that he never kept. Studio executives at Fox treated her as an exotic novelty rather than genuine talent, expecting her availability while limiting her opportunities, with her tragic early death linked to the psychological damage from these experiences. Rita Morneau. Rita Morneau later spoke candidly about the exploitation she faced as a young Latina actress, being typecast in exotic roles while facing sexual demands from directors who viewed her ethnicity as making her inherently available. In interviews, Morneau described how her long affair with Marlon Brando complicated her career further, as other powerful men resented Brando's claim on her. Her Oscar win for West Side Story came only after years of navigating a system that simultaneously desired and dismissed her, with her depression and suicide attempt directly connected to Hollywood's treatment. Gene Tierney. Gene Tierney's relationship with director Otto Preminger became one of Hollywood's most notorious examples of directorial control, with Preminger isolating her from other directors and making her professional future entirely dependent on his favor. According to her autobiography, Preminger's jealous rages and manipulative behavior contributed to her eventual mental breakdown, while studio executives at Fox enabled his control because it ensured Tierney's availability for his productions. Her hospitalization revealed the psychological cost of the system's power dynamics and the damage caused by directors who confused mentorship with ownership. Joan Collins, she admitted it. Joan Collins openly acknowledged that relationships with powerful men directly advanced her career, calling it understanding how Hollywood worked in multiple interviews and her autobiography. Unlike most actresses of her era, Collins refused to pretend these relationships were romantic rather than transactional, describing strategic affairs with studio executives and directors who could provide better roles. She acknowledged attending private dinners where casting decisions were made, admitting that refusing would have meant losing opportunities to actresses who understood the game better, with her candor shocking precisely because she confirmed what the industry had always denied. Marilyn Monroe. No actress symbolizes Hollywood's systematic exploitation more than Marilyn Monroe, who faced explicit demands from Fox executives who treated her as studio property from her earliest days. Talent agent Johnny Hyde's control over her early career was both professional and deeply personal, using her dependence on him to maintain access, while her relationships with powerful men were often framed as her choice within a system that gave her no real power. Monroe's desperate pursuit of serious roles made her vulnerable to directors who promised artistic credibility while exploiting her sexually, with her death the ultimate consequence of an industry that consumed the women it claimed to celebrate.